On the morning of May 4, 2026, the local offices of the Trinamool Congress in Kolkata were nearly completely empty. Just a handful of workers sat in silence, staring at television screens, slowly unpinning the party symbols from their shirts. That disbelief was earned. For 15 straight years, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had maintained an iron grip over West Bengal politics. After toppling a 3-decade Marxist government in 2011, her political machine seemed impenetrable. But over the last several election cycles, the Bharatiya Janata Party systematically poured resources into the state, turning eastern India into their ultimate electoral target. The fight for control over a massive state of nearly 100 million people and all 294 assembly seats ultimately funneled down into a single, intensely localized neighborhood battle. That neighborhood was Bhawanipur. It is the geographic and emotional center of Mamata Banerjee's political empire. Adhikari had once been Banerjee's own protégé, a key lieutenant who defected to the BJP to become her primary rival. The two had faced off exactly like this 5 years earlier. During the 2021 elections in Nandigram, Adhikari managed to defeat his former boss by a razor-thin margin, dealing her a deeply personal humiliation, even as her party won the state. Now he was hunting her in her own backyard. If the chief minister couldn't hold Bhawanipur, it would signal to every voter and party worker that the Trinamool fortress was finally collapsing. Inside the Sakawat Memorial High School counting center, the tension escalated immediately. In the opening rounds, the early numbers trended steadily toward Adhikari. This animated line chart tracks the vote margin throughout the day. You can see how the incumbent sharply reverses the early deficit. By the 7th round of counting, Banerjee's line spikes upward, establishing a massive lead of over 19,000 votes. That sudden, overwhelming surge sparked whispers across the counting tables that the incumbent had secured her survival. The challenge seemed neutralized. But watch what happens as the ballots from minority-dominated Ward 77 are counted. Adhikari mounts a rapid, systematic comeback. By the 12th round, the challenger's line climbs aggressively, squeezing the gap down to just 5,300 votes. As the margins evaporated, the process inside the counting center broke down. Trinamool workers alleged that rival agents were physically assaulting their staff and pushing them away from the tables. The hostility spilled directly into the streets. When Mamata Banerjee rushed to the venue to rally her counting agents, her convoy was swarmed by a crowd of opposition supporters chanting "thief" and "go back." Trinamool's National General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee attempted to intervene, but the crowd allegedly hurled abuses, spat in his direction, and forced him to retreat completely. After 5 hours of chaos inside the school, the final tally was confirmed. Mamata Banerjee lost Bhawanipur by 15,105 votes. Let's look at the statewide data visualization to see the true scale of this event. While Bhawanipur fell, the BJP simultaneously swept past the 200-seat majority threshold across West Bengal, leaving the Trinamool Congress with fewer than 80 seats. Even with the numbers confirmed, the incumbent refused to offer a traditional concession. Instead, she exited the counting center and delivered an explosive rejection of the entire process. She claimed the election had been looted by brute force, directly accusing the heavily armed Central Security Forces of physically assaulting her and manipulating the vote in over 100 constituencies. Beyond physical intimidation, she alleged that the Election Commission itself had orchestrated widespread technological fraud, directly tampering with the electronic voting machines to erase her party's votes. She dismissed the result as an institutional hijacking, vowing to keep fighting despite the confirmed counts. But those accusations were entirely drowned out by the noise on the streets. Across Kolkata, supporters erupted in celebrations, distributing sweets and waving orange flags through thick clouds of fireworks smoke. From New Delhi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi publicly celebrated the efforts of his party workers, officially recognizing their success in dismantling the Trinamool stronghold. Looking at this map of India, you can see exactly why this matters so much. For the first time in history, the state of West Bengal aligns with the BJP, giving them a dominant foothold in eastern India. The fall of Bhawanipur mirrored a statewide collapse, ending 15 years of Trinamool rule and changing the political landscape for the world's largest democracy.